How to be a wine snob. Yes. Close your eyes and envision a wine snob. Does a rich, unpleasant elitist come to mind? Why should that person be allowed to enjoy booze in an up-classy style and not you? Even you filthy beer slobs out there can pick up a wine list and confidently order the right wine for any occasion. It turns an average meal to an unforgettable dining experience. I bet when you closed your eyes earlier, all the confusing and intimidating steps like selecting the wine and swirling and the sniffing and all the steps, there's so many steps to ordering wine. Don't worry, even you too can look like a wine snob. Selecting a wine. The wine menu is usually separated by sparkling wines, white wines, red wines, and dessert wines. A phony wine snob might say something like, I only drink blank kinds of wine, like I only drink reds, or I only drink cabs, or sparkling or whatever, but real wine lovers know that there's a time and a place for all kinds of wine. There's a time and place for white wines, like warm summer days with a nice breeze, enjoying a salad or some fish. You just had a wonderful breakthrough with your therapist. You haven't touched carbs since Halloween. You killed keto for 30 days. You just took up rock climbing. Good for you. There's a Law and Order SVU marathon. Lots of reasons to drink a white wine. Sparkling wines can be paired with food too, but usually it's ordered in the beginning of meals for celebrations. Wine snob alert. Not all sparkling wines are considered champagnes. Don't make the mistake of ordering a champagne when what you're actually ordering is a sparkling wine. In order to be a champagne, it must be from the Champagne region of France. Pinot Noirs and red blends are safe bets when sharing a bottle of wine amongst friends that are getting diverse dishes like chicken or steak. But if everyone's getting steak, fire away and order a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. Wine snob alert. You might have heard Cabernet Sauvignons be referred to as just cabs. Wine snobs say the full name as to not confuse it for Cabernet Francs. Let's choose the varietal Cabernet Sauvignon for this example. Wine snob alert. A wine made primarily from one type of grape is called a varietal. So the Cabernet Sauvignon is primarily Cabernet Sauvignon grapes, thus Cabernet Sauvignon. There are many Cabernet Sauvignons from all over the world. Which one do you choose? If you're new to the vino game, I recommend choosing something that is in a price range you're comfortable spending. Don't order the house wine. Wine snob alert. House wine means the cheapest wine the restaurant has to offer. Why not? Seems like a good deal. A wine snob wouldn't order the house wine because they know that it's usually the crappiest wine they offer because they're getting a crazy good deal on it. Restaurants don't make as much money on more expensive wines because the markup is lower. Lastly, don't buy wine that you've seen at the grocery store. That's gonna make you look like a basic booze hound. You did it. You ordered a bottle of wine at a restaurant and you did not look like a child. There's still 3 more steps though. The presentation. When the waiter returns to your table, they will present you the bottle of wine. This is the Louis Martini Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley, 2013. Don't take more than 2 or 3 seconds to check the label. And what you're checking for is that they brought the correct bottle. Sometimes restaurants, like ones I've worked at in the past, have multiple wines from the same vineyard. The only difference is one might be $200, the other one might be $600, and that is not the surprise you want on your final bill. After being presented the bottle of wine and confirming that it is indeed the wine that you've chosen, give the waiter a nod and say something highfalutin like, "Excellent." The waiter will then open the wine and pour you a sample, leaving the cork on the table in front of you. If you pick up the cork and wave it under your nose, you're smelling for mold. That's a sign that the wine has been corked. Wine snob alert. A corked wine means that the wine has gone bad due to contamination. Don't just sit there sniffing the cork like a junkie though. Just wave it briefly under your nose, or even better, you can just leave it on the table untouched. Now look at the wine in your glass by holding it at a 45-degree angle, preferably against a white backdrop. There are plenty of reasons why wine snobs do this. I'm not gonna get into that for this video, but just do it because it looks pretty. That's pretty much why I do it, actually. Just when your wine ordering confidence couldn't be any higher, you remembered the dreaded swirl and sniff. Why swirl? Swirling helps add air to the wine, opening it up and releasing aromas. Don't give it a pathetic little shake though. Also, don't go hog wild like this, you know. I recommend leaving the glass on the table, holding it from the base and just giving it 2 or 3 good swirls. And then bring it all the way to your nose. You want your nose to be all the way in the glass so you could truly smell the wine. Wine snob alert, the odor a wine gives off is called the nose. You could say things like, I'm getting lots of ripe red cherries in the nose. Wait, they put ripe cherries in wine? No. When smelling and tasting wine, people often will relate those smells and tastes to familiar everyday items like cherries or flowers, chocolate, tobacco even, practically anything. None of these elements are actually in the wine, however, only grapes. Every wine has its own signature, and depending on how much of a wine expert you are, just by smelling and tasting it, you could pinpoint where that grape is from, what year it was made. The more you drink, the better you're gonna be at picking this kind of stuff up. Now it's time to taste. Remember, it's a taste, not a chug. You might see some wine snobs doing this. What they're doing is they're introducing more air to the wine. Remember, air helps open up the wine. This is not necessary. You don't have to do that when ordering a bottle of wine at a restaurant. Why do you taste a wine before you order it? Is it to make sure that you like it? Wrong. This is a common misconception amongst novice wine drinkers. The reason for the taste? You're just making sure that it's not corked. Only return the bottle of wine if it's been corked. You don't want to be that guy who sends back a perfectly good bottle of wine because they didn't like it. It was too dry. I thought it was gonna be sweet. If you don't like the wine, it is important to note why you don't like that wine, so you're building up your repertoire for becoming a wine expert, so you can make a more informed decision in the future. Was the wine too tannic? You know, that quality that kind of dries out your mouth. Is it too oaky? You know, that quality where you get lots of presence of wood in the wine. After tasting the wine and confirming that it is drinkable, give the server the okay and he will pour it for the rest of your party. The test is over and you passed! Now you know the basic steps involved with ordering a bottle of wine at a restaurant without looking like a buffoon. The more you do this, the more natural it will be for you. There's a lot more to learn on the subject, so stay tuned for a follow-up video. If I'm talking to the future, then I probably made a link for it here. Maybe it's here, but click on the link for our follow-up video. Cheers, you new wine snob you.